The age-old debate, is Die Hard a Christmas movie?
My opinion is no.
It is. You're wrong.
And
You're
I've
wrong.
been told that before.
Die Hard does not make sense if it doesn't happen on Christmas. At what point will you ever have a bunch of people in the lobby drinking eggnog where he can take them on ransom?
Sure. It's important to the plot that it's on Christmas.
The answer's in your answer.
But a Christmas movie is like it's like someone has to like grow into who they're becoming, and like a family has to like love each other. Like it just doesn't have that, like, you know what I mean, like a Christmas.
This is getting dramatic, you guys.
Well, on this week's Hotline episode, we discuss more about this and we answer your questions. Hello and welcome back to Ask a Matchmaker. I'm your host, Matchmaker Maria, and this episode's being released on Christmas week, so we're gonna have a little holiday cheer here with our special guest co-host, Edson. Edson, welcome back to the pod.
Feliz Navidad.
Ooh.
Every time, a different language. Every time. And of course, we're back here with your friend. We decided to keep Chris for this episode.
I'm honored, excited.
Yes,
Happy
welcome.
to be here. Merry Christmas, everyone.
And you're wearing green.
I know, I really feel on theme, actually. It was meant to be.
Yuletide.
You look Felice.
I look. I'm Feliz
and I look
Navidad.
Navidad. Yeah.
If you're not watching this on YouTube, head on over to YouTube and type in Ask a Matchmaker and you will find this episode. But if you're listening to us on Spotify or Apple, hit subscribe, like, give it a rating, tell a friend, share the link right now and say, I'm just trying to spread some holiday cheer, because this is going to be a holiday cheer episode. Do you know why?
Season.
Do you know why? Because it's a hotline episode. Chris, do you know what a hotline episode is?
No, but I'm excited to find out.
So after we have a conversation about holidays,
Jingle bells.
yes, emphasis on the bells, we have questions from our listeners that we get to comment, answer, have fun with.
Juicy.
This is like the perfect episode to listen to when you're driving to your family's house, whatever that family is, chosen
you're
or
suiting up.
biological.
when you're wrapping presents.
Oh, yes.
Great time
There
for
you
it.
go. I am so pleased to be in the company for people that are dressing up as Santa tonight or wrapping up gifts and, you know, really using way too much tape. That box you're currently wrapping, you've used too much tape. You just need 3
Well, you're putting
slices
it
of
on
tape.
so it
You
can
only
come
use
off.
3?
Like it's temporary.
How much are you using?
Like
yeah.
6.
For what?
Security.
Just gonna rip it.
No, and I'm a big fan of a bag. Throw it in a bag.
Do you ever pay the $4 for Amazon to wrap it in their little gift bag?
Do they do that?
Yeah.
Yes.
How do you not know this?
I don't
you not
believe
a
in
Prime?
Amazon. I'm
Oh.
just kidding.
Yes,
for you.
I have and I will continue to do so.
Good for you.
If I'm lazy with a present,
Yeah.
I'll do a box. 2 pieces.
You know, Costco sells boxes that are like you put it in and it looks like it's wrapped.
Yes, and I've used
own
that
those.
before.
I own those.
My family owns so many. Also, I love Costco.
Yeah.
Costco is amazing.
You know, your local dollar store does have tissue paper for those who need tissue paper for those boxes.
Right.
Don't spend $10 on this.
We
For
have
5
like
and dime.
truly, we have like a box under my like childhood bed, just filled with like wrapping paper that hasn't been used up from like 2010.
Well, that
And
sounds
I
like
love
my
a-
coat closet.
Like a bin of bags from
A
like
bin
the
of bags.
birthdays and all the like.
And like a
you
bin
know
of
what I
like
mean?
tags, like
Yeah.
little stickers that you put on the presents.
Yeah,
And I'm
yeah.
like, this is a Winnie the Pooh drawing from like 2006 that is like fully intact. It's beautiful.
My children still believe in Santa, and I will not take that away from them, even though my nephew has tried. Yeah.
Sabotage.
I was like really upset this summer.
That can
I called
like,
his mother.
That's
up.
that
My
can cause a
sister.
family rift.
yeah.
Yeah,
honestly.
I called my sister and I was like, "Tell your." I didn't say like that. No, I said I was
Your
like,
Tell
loud
your
mouth,
little
blabber,
bitch.
loose-lipped
Yeah.
kid.
and so my son goes, you know, cousin doesn't believe in Santa, and I'm like, he also doesn't believe in Jesus. So
Say
So
that.
which one is
which
it?
one is
So
it?
who do you want to be, Yanni?
Can I? Can I be?
Which one do you want to be? Yeah.
Can I be honest with the group in a way that, like, actually, I might sound crazy?
This is a safe space.
It's a safe space.
Yeah. And also all of our listeners, safe space.
Safe space. I do think I saw Santa.
You know, I thought I saw Santa too when I was 9.
Oh.
Okay, let me.
And
let
I
me
will
explain.
hold on.
There
to
was
that.
a
I will
red
hold on
light
this too.
moment that
I was
had
like
to go.
7 or 8 years old, and it was like Christmas Eve going into Christmas, and I go use the bathroom. I used to live with my grandparents, and there was like 2 doors: my grandparents' room, my room, and then the bathroom in between, and like a door that went into the hallway where the tree was. So I left my room to go pee, and then I saw like a red light shining in front of the Christmas tree.
Stop
and I
it.
look around, and there is like a rotund man glowing, putting things under the tree. And I literally like went like this. I was like, what? And he was still there. And I like run into the bathroom because I was scared. And then I come out, and he's gone, and there's presents there. To this day, I will stand
I believe.
that I saw Santa Claus.
I believe Scott Calvin was in your house.
Yeah.
Yes. Do you know who Scott Calvin is?
No.
Oh my God.
I'm sorry.
Can we
The
get a Google?
generational
Scott Calvin,
difference.
the inventor of Calvin and Hobbes?
Oh my God. All right.
That's
there was
Tim
this
Allen.
movie.
I know Tim Allen.
Oh, it's Tim Allen's character in Santa Claus?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
Which I will say, as an adult,
Santa Claus 1,
watching
Santa
this
Claus 2,
movie now, I do relate to Neil, the stepdad. A lot of movies have ruined me since having kids.
I
like when
get
I
that.
watch Mrs. Doubtfire,
Yeah.
I'm like, put that man in jail.
No, truly.
No,
When
he's crazy.
He's crazy.
Do you have any favorite Well, first of all, do you either of you celebrate Christmas or Hanukkah or?
I celebrate Christmas. I do have a hot take, which I'm scared to share, but I'm
Okay.
going to share it anyway. I don't like Christmas.
Okay, I like Thanksgiving more than Christmas too. Is that what you were gonna say?
I was going to say I like Halloween more than Christmas.
Well, it's because you're gay.
Yeah.
So true.
Correct.
So
Like-
true. So true.
Okay.
You celebrate Christmas?
I
What
do
is it?
celebrate Christmas. Christmas is my favorite holiday, and that is because I am Southern.
Right.
Episcopalian.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Episcopalian.
you
Texan, West
Episcopalians
Virginia.
know how to do Christmas.
Christmas. Like,
See,
the
for
whole
me,
thing.
Christmas, Greek people don't really celebrate Christmas. We celebrate Easter. Christmas
Yeah.
is
Oh,
like,
that's like
the
the-
Thanksgiving 2.0. Like even in Greece, you don't give gifts on Christmas Day. You do it on New Year's Day. So
Oh.
usually you spend New Year's Eve at your home with your family. You ring in the New Year, then you exchange gifts, and then you go partying at like 1 a.m.
Sure.
So in America, though, my parents immediately Americanized after the first year. Like after I did kindergarten,
yeah.
they were like, "Oh, we're going to start doing Christmas gifts on Christmas Day,"
Okay.
and like Americans.
There-
But I don't think of Christmas as like I love Christmas. I love American Christmas.
Yeah.
Yeah, we like Christmas Eve because like we're like a dinner family too. Like my family will just like make like so much food. That's like why they like the holiday. But we opened our presents on Christmas Eve, and like when I was born, I'm first generation. My parents were like, we actually love Thanksgiving. Actually,
I
like
love
we love July
Thanksgiving.
4th. Like we love all these American holidays. And I
Yeah.
was like, when did we ever celebrate this? I was like, as soon as I could start talking, they're like, okay, we're gonna celebrate everything.
Yeah.
But I opened presents on Christmas Eve. When my brother became sentient at the age of 5,
Mm-hmm.
there was a huge family drama because he wanted to start opening presents on Christmas Day.
Which is very American. Like
Which
the
is
morning,
very,
Christmas morning.
very
I'm all
Americana.
about Christmas Day.
Yeah.
I don't even want to hear about Christmas Eve.
I was like such a purist. I was like, well, back when I was born, we would do it on Christmas Eve.
That's
have
so
you
funny.
have you is there any, since we were talking about movies before, are there any like go-to Christmas movies that you watch this season?
Yeah, and mine's like a little embarrassing.
Is it Home
Sure.
Alone? Because that's
No.
not embarrassing. That's like the best movie
That's
ever.
classic.
Home Alone 2 is better. Than
It's one of my mom's favorite movies. We watch
what?
Medea's Big Happy Family Reunion.
That's a great movie.
It's a great movie, but I was like, is it Christmas?
And
Every Tyler Perry movie is a Christmas
I think
movie.
anything could be Christmas.
That's a great
if you
point.
think
I
about
totally
it.
agree with you.
Like people consider Die Hard a Christmas movie.
It is a Christmas movie.
Okay, there we go. See,
What are you talking about? How does Die Hard even happen if it was not for Christmas? It's a Christmas party. They're
okay,
all there.
Sure,
They have
sure,
eggnog.
sure. Plot wise, Christmas is important, but is plot enough for it to be a Christmas movie?
Okay, let me ask you a question. Is
Yeah.
Independence Day a rom-com?
Oh, sorry.
It is.
Okay, fine. I concede.
I would say yes. to
I would
that.
say yes. I would say yes to that. I would say Die Hard. That could be Christmas. Yeah.
How does it
Sure.
feel? Are you-
Converted.
Yeah. How does it feel?
All
to
right.
convert?
Change is happening. Change is real.
Change is
You
real.
can change.
We're
People
all
can
growing.
change.
Well, okay, we're gonna go into our hotlines. How do you
Yes.
feel? You feel warmed up?
I'm warm. I'm ready, and we're gonna crush it.
Oh, it's been my dream to do something like this, to be a columnist. We can cut that if that was weird.
No, I loved it.
Hi, Matchmaker Maria. This is Nicole, and I just had a really quick question. I went to a networking event a couple nights ago, and an acquaintance who I've known for years comes up to me and basically leads with, "My husband and I got divorced." I responded with, "Oh, wow, I'm so sorry to hear that. To which she responded, no, it's a great thing. At that point, I was kind of at a loss for words. What is the appropriate response when someone just comes up and leads with their divorce news? Thank you.
She was so polite about that.
I can tell you my reaction every time someone tells me that they just got divorced. It's
Yeah.
almost always, this is literally, tell me you got divorced.
Maria.
No one ever says it like that. Stop.
All right. Maria,
Yeah.
I just got divorced.
Congratulations. I'm so happy for you. Do you feel happy?
I do. I feel good. I
Yeah.
feel really good about it. It's been hard, but I feel good.
Yeah, and it's not always this happy, but like I will be like, congratulations. I want to say congrats.
Yeah.
I'll sometimes even say like, can I say congratulations? They're like, yes. And I'm like, or you want? Did you? And sometimes I'll even say like, did you have a divorce party yet, or am I hosting it? Like, what are we doing? We'll get the sashes. You know, get the cake. Let's get some shots. Like I think it's excellent when people. No one is hoping for divorce when they go down the aisle.
Yeah.
Right. But I also don't think most people want to be unhappy for the rest of their lives.
Right.
Right. And the thing that I say this in my book, and I say this even on the podcast and how I end each episode, be lovable, but more importantly, be likable. Divorce almost always does not happen for lack of love. It almost always happens for lack of like. And choosing to like someone, because, you know, this is a choice, right? You have to be likable. They have to be likable. And if you can't choose that for any more years in the short lives that we have on this planet, what your soul has in the body that it was given, make yourself happy. And if divorce makes you happy, I will say though, when people follow up by saying like, I was blindsided by the divorce, I'm like, oh, therapy.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
were you blindsided or did you miss the signs?
the
Does
flags.
blindsiding
Sometimes
exist?
people, what?
In Survivor.
Sure.
What?
Does blindsiding exist?
I think it exists for some people. Like it's usually men having double lives.
That's so fair.
Right. And then I'm like, oh my God, that must be
Yeah.
devastating. Are you going to get all this money? You know, like, you know, but whenever I hear a man say that they were blindsided, I'm like, all right, just be fucking serious. How many times did she ask you to put
Right.
the clothes away?
Totally. My partner is divorced.
Okay.
And when we first met, that was actually one of the things that was really fascinating was like he would share so many stories about guys' reactions to him sharing that he was divorced. Like he was hooking up with this guy and they were like on their way to a date in an Uber and he shared that he was divorced and the guy just like literally turned white and like stopped talking in the car.
This is weird. Does your partner have kids?
No.
Then you just have a legal document on your relationship.
I know.
Like, it's not.
Correct.
It was I'm like nosy boots. So like when he told me he was divorced, I was like, what are the terms of the agreement?
But like nobody would ever have that sort of reaction if you said, I just got out of a 7-year relationship.
Oh, you were saying this too.
Yeah, that like okay, so you've had a serious relationship. To me, that's almost kind of like a green flag in the sense that like not only can you like show commitment to somebody else, but you also can like show them the kindness of leaving or of recognizing when that relationship is no longer working, which I think is like such a hard thing to let go of.
Yeah.
Especially if it's amicable. I think that's really difficult. That's hard
Yeah.
and impressive, and it's something to be celebrated.
I totally agree. He has a dog, and
Yeah, you do have a child of divorce.
I do have a child of divorce in the family.
Yeah.
A
A 10-year-old terrier named Bruno.
Dogs are not kids.
I
It's
know.
not the same. So wait, does your partner see their ex
Not
for the
that-
dog?
I mean, yeah, but that's kind of it, honestly. But like, it's what's really funny is like it's just,
I have a dog. And
Yeah.
I'm telling you
Yeah.
this. Okay, so
by all legal standings, the dog belongs to us, but him, my partner. But it's just like funny, like it's just like this weird.
do you like the dog?
The dog?
Yeah.
Love.
Okay. Well,
Best
see, got a good step parent out of it.
Yo,
that
sweetie.
that little Pomeranian fluffadoodle dandy is my best friend.
Does your dog look like your partner?
Yeah. especially when he grows out his hair, I'm just like, oh, you both literally have the exact same haircut.
Anyway, yeah. So next time you see a divorced person, just first of all, don't assume it's bad.
Yeah.
Nobody
Yeah.
wants unhappy people to continue
Totally.
living their lives together. You can also just ask like, oh, so congratulations. Should we get some shots? Kind of make it positive because now they get to be single and tell them to follow Matchmaker Maria.
Ooh.
Duh.
Absolutely.
We actually have another divorce question.
We do?
So
my God, the theme.
let's go in. You know what it is? It's because it's Christmas. So right now, divorced parents everywhere. Dad's Christmas Eve, mom is Christmas,
Splitting
or vice
time.
versa.
Sure.
There are children right now having 2 Christmases, and the parents are trying to like outgift each other.
'Tis the season.
It is. It is. All right, let's hear it.
Hi, Matchmaker Maria. It's Eve, and I'm from New York, and I'm 32 years old. Here's my question for you. I've been wanting a relationship for a really long time and have never had much luck in dating, but I feel even more disappointed or offended when married friends of my age say I would likely need to date divorcees at this rate because it feels to me like I'm being put down or maybe demoted when their marriages were all for the first time. Of course, I've gone on a couple dates with a guy I really like who revealed he is divorced on our second date. We're going into date 6 and I'm meeting his friends. I really want to get over the fact that he's divorced and am trying to, but I'm nervous I'm not going to be able to get over this feeling of everything being tainted by this past. Is there any advice on how I can reframe this?
He had a starter marriage.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. A
Wait,
starter marriage.
And do you want to do the
Mindset
work
is
of
everything.
training someone? Like, yeah, come on.
yeah.
Mindset is everything here. First of all, he wants to be in a relationship again. 6 dates. You're meeting his friends.
gonna say,
Like,
yeah.
like there are people who've never been divorced and have never even given you the courtesy of meeting their friends in
Correct.
like a 6-month situationship.
Right.
So the fact that this person is, emotionally intelligent enough and maybe self-aware enough to like, hey, we're gone on 6 dates. Now you're going to meet my friends. Like, we're going through the timeline. We're doing the milestones here. Like, I'm present. I'm like, he had a starter marriage. All right. So what?
Yeah.
Like, we get over, I mean, okay, she's a straight woman. I'm a straight woman. Have you seen what men look like? Like, if you can get over.
Yeah, y'all are going through it. Yeah, yeah.
Like, men are not again, as a straight woman, men are not really meant to be seen when you're not aroused.
Whoa. Yeah.
Also-
I'm watching Game of Thrones right now.
Yeah.
so this is all top of mind.
It is top of mind because you never see like a man just walking naked being atoned, but you see these beautiful women bodies of a certain variety. They're not all the same,
Sure,
all the body
sure.
types, but certain variety. And I'm like, yes, the woman form. It is pretty. It is put away.
Yeah. And like, as I was hearing that, like, divorced, whatever participle of that word you want to go for, isn't like a slur. It's not like a no word.
Right.
You know?
It's a
Like,
transition period. That's all.
yeah.
It's kind of like I actually had one of my friends. She's a trans woman, and this was like maybe 10 years ago. We had a conversation, and I said, "Do you like being referred to as a trans woman?" And she's like, "No, I transitioned when I was 18.
Right.
I'm 44 now. It's like calling me a prepubescent woman. Like this is how she perceived it in the sense that like I transitioned then. That was my identity very long ago. And now I'm a woman.
Yeah.
And I don't I don't belong to the community. I am married to another woman. I have this other life. My other identities are X, Y. And I was like, oh, okay. Anyway, and that actually kind of rewired my brain on how I thought about divorce, because divorce is a transition period. You had a divorce, but I don't think anyone's going around being like, I'm a divorcee.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's like, too, like, to your point, it's like, it sounds like this guy is like ready to move on.
Right.
And not just move on with you, diva. Sounds like he likes ya.
Well, and it sounds like you like him, which I think is important too. Like, the thing that you're freaking out about is maybe an expectation placed on you or some baggage that's coming with the term, when then I think the real thing that matters is that he wants to move forward with you,
Yeah.
and it sounds like you're into him.
Ooh, a word just came to mind.
What?
Fear.
I do want to talk about her anxiety. I feel like there is
Yeah.
anxiety over the fact that women want to be the first of things.
Sure.
But you weren't his first kiss. You weren't the first time he had sex. You were not his first crush, but you can be his last first kiss.
Yeah.
And there's something sweet in that too. Like,
That's
I don't
really sweet.
think you also have to think, if she's 32 and let's say they're around the same age, he most likely got married to his college sweetheart.
Yeah.
And what happens is, like we had mentioned in that first episode, I think together, is that, after you turn 28, you just start to, you're better at articulating and understanding what your values and how you want the future to look like within those values. And chances are they probably grew apart. And you can certainly ask them, like, why didn't it work out? But you also have to stop dwelling on that relationship, because it's, one, not your relationship. But I think it's also this, this place where we all have a past.
Totally. Yeah. I think like it's really cool to like to be with someone, right, who grew apart from somebody else but now is wanting to grow with you.
Yeah.
And that's at least my experience in my relationship too, of like, yeah, my partner was married to another man like, years ago, but that's not the relationship that he wants, and it's not the relationship that he has right now. It's like a totally different experience and we're both in it together. That's just like, to your point, like a piece of the past.
Right. Yeah. Also, I think if she's scared that she won't get to have a big wedding, you can still have a big wedding. maybe less of his family comes, but you get to invite more of your friends.
Do you want a big wedding?
Do you want to get married?
I want a big reception.
Okay, Lux. What does that even mean?
I don't know. I feel like I've heard the term like intimate wedding, big reception. Something sexy about that. I don't know. I like that.
I love that.
Yeah.
Literally cannot relate at all. I'm Greek.
Everything's big.
They made a fucking movie out of it, guys.
Three.
I want like chiffon.
Oh God, here we go.
Chiffon hanging from the ceiling. But I feel like
you also have like an elope vibe to you a little bit.
I could elope.
Let's get this last question.
Hi, Maria. My name is Sydney. I'm from Spokane, Washington, and I am 25 years old. Here's my question about communication styles. I am more of a frequent texter or communicator, and my boyfriend is not. And so, what is the midpoint, or how do we figure that out? Thanks.
Chris, I didn't ask. Are you in a relationship?
I am. I'm in a 3-year relationship at the moment.
Wow.
Going strong. Yeah. Love him. And he actually, this is like similar to us. I'm very kind of like black cat avoidant, and he is very golden retriever-esque. So he's an active communicator, active texter, always responds. So active, so responsive, and I will sit on a text for weeks.
So the reason why I ask is, tell me about I will get to her answer as I get some context here. Tell me about the last thing you texted your partner, and tell me about the last thing you texted your partner. Pull out your phones.
Oh, my phone's over there, but should I grab it? Okay.
Oh, I know exactly what it is. And it is going to be so embarrassing.
A nude.
No, oh God, I wish it was a nude. That'd be so much hotter.
Thank you. Okay. All right. I'm pulling it out.
I know what mine is.
All right. I sent him a link to archery classes.
Okay.
That is so funny. Okay. My partner works from home on Fridays, and so when I wake up in the morning so that he can greet me in bed, I send him a sticker of Mudang, and that's how he knows that I'm like awake, and then he can come like cuddle and kiss me.
Oh, do you have separate bedrooms?
No, we still be in the same bedroom, but he's like working in the like a little office area like at work, and I'll wake up at like 8:30 or like a little 8:45, and I'm like, I'm awake, come greet me.
That is
insane. But then before that, it's a text. It's a question from him that I never answered.
Right. Here's mine.
What's yours?
Last night, 10 o'clock. 10 o'clock. We're in the same house.
Yeah.
Just different rooms. What's the login for HBO Max? He responded this morning at 7 a.m. Here's the password. Like, what I'm trying to get at is that there is a certain cadence of texting that happens when you first meet someone, right? Because they're new, they're exciting, you want to get to know them, you're trying to give a best first impression. But then once you've kind of like started dating, and it could happen quickly, it could be like 4 or 5 dates in. But once you go in, that cadence will drop by somebody, maybe by both of you. Like, the only time, I mean, even before that text, it was like, hey, or is it, I wanted to tell you that the school called. Our daughter was very lethargic today. No response. No response from that. And to me, it's like not a slight. It's just like I'm using it as kind of like a Snapchat, but in text.
Sure, yeah.
Like it's out in the world
Yeah.
for one viewer.
Yeah.
You can reply or not. And I think what's happening here is that the person calling in, they might not have had that conversation of, when I text you, here is the expectation that I have and how you'll respond.
Yes.
Right. And he also has to say, well, I don't respond. If this is the case, I don't necessarily respond to text messages every day, but I love talking to you on the phone every day for 30 minutes or, seeing you 4 times a week, or I'm giving like some suggestions here to cultivate and maintain a relationship of communication, because fine, if you're not texting all day, there still has to be some sort of phone conversation.
Yeah.
In terms of my relationship, the text actually just becomes kind of like a to-do list, like a documented sort of like, these are the unanswered questions or the things that we brought up during the day. And so then when we see each other that night, it's sort of like, you didn't answer my question from 9:12 a.m. You didn't answer my question from 2 p.m. And then we're just sort of, that's how we communicate. So it becomes a way of fostering communication, but it doesn't become the relationship itself.
Totally.
Like we don't exist over text message with one another.
I'm the Snapchat type of texter.
Oof.
So I'll be like, stepped on gum, saw a bird, thought of you.
Sure.
It's wet outside. Like this, like that's like my type of texting.
Yeah.
My boyfriend just does not respond. But it's like it's like not a slight. It's literally just like my communication style sometimes differs than his, and like, you got to build your own adventure. Like we've actually been in couples counseling for like 8-9 months or something like that, and that's like been something that has been like not.
I like
us.
that you're verifying it with Chris.
Chris, like,
because I was it's
Chris,
crazy that it's been that long though.
I know Chris is like my truth source for everything, because I'll like say something and they'll be like, no, sweetie, you're wrong.
But you're right about that. It's been
But I was
about
right
like
about
9
that.
months. Yeah.
But one of the things that our couples counselor was telling us is that like a lot of conflict in our relationship has come up from like expectations around communication and our partner like not meeting it. But it's not even that they weren't met; it's that we never talked about it.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, freaking duh. But in my mind, I was like, you're supposed to know this already. And that to me has been like so revolutionary, because it's like we can talk about the way that we communicate, and it doesn't mean that our relationship isn't working. We're actually investing in our relationship and investing in our communication style.
And I think too, what we do is like, you can allow different text messages to mean different things. Like you can sort of like be like, it's important that you respond. You can ask for a response, I think. Like if
asking
it's
is so uncomfy sometimes.
Like it's so uncomfy, but I think like if it's like, hey, like really want to know your thoughts on this, or if it doesn't matter, you can throw it away too. Like it doesn't all have to be
do or die.
Yeah, or grouped in the
mean,
same.
I get the three of us also live with our partners, it seems. So, in the perspective of her, I would tell you that I remember being where she is at, but it still comes down to you have to talk. You have to have a conversation about how you want to be talked to every day. And it's really reasonable to have that conversation. What you also have to hear about their own comfort, and how they use the device in their phone, what kind of career they might have. Some people, they can't just be texting, throughout the day. And it's interesting because I think back to like my texting relationship with when my husband was my boyfriend. And if we were texting too much, we were fighting. And we're just trying to get the last word or whatever it was.
Sure.
And then it's like once we had a conversation about that, like we have to stop. Because you know what it is? Like my husband and I are both, me and my husband are very direct people. Yeah. Just pick up a phone and we'll just we'll figure it out, So I think I always think about that. Yeah. So I think it's a great question, but I think ultimately you gotta talk. Yeah. Talk about what you want.
Talk about
what
talking.
Works for you.
Talk about talking. Talk about expectations.
Yeah.
Well, that was our show. This is the end of us.
No. I'm gonna cherish these moments forever.
We don't want to be included.
Wait,
what a
yeah.
way!
Yeah.
What a way to end the year.
Kumbaya, Maria. I'm
Personalized.
sorry. I actually regret singing that. I'll hand the mic back over to you.
Thank you so much for listening to today's episode. If you would do me the favor, please follow Chris and Edson by going to the info in the show notes and clicking the link and heading over there and clicking follow. And of course, while you're there, if you don't follow me, Matchmaker Maria on Instagram, I'm right there. That's it for this week. If you celebrate Christmas, Merry Christmas. If you don't, Happy Movie and Chinese Food Day. I love that for you. And remember that family does not necessarily always have to be biological. It can be chosen, and it is just as valid and sweet. Tell the people that you love them. And of course, as always, be lovable, but more importantly, be likable. See you not next year, next week. Yes, New Year's Eve, me and you. We're going to do it again.